Today, I'm going to be explaining how I do my dot work. I'm going to be showing you my approach and the needle that I like to use. But without further ado, guys, let's get straight into it. So here we are, I've made a nice little setup. I've got this piece of fake skin with a nice rectangle on there. That rectangle is going to represent what your stencil is, a shape on your stencil, for example. Now, the needle that I'm using will be this needle right here. It is a 3-liner and it is by Mauler. These really are my new 3-liners. I use these all the time. And what's good about these 3-liners is they're actually long tapered. So that's great for stippling and it's great for dot work. So firstly, I'm setting the depth of the needle. Now for dot work, I always like to have a little bit more of a needle hang. That way I can get more precision while I'm working. Now, firstly, the first thing I'm doing while I'm approaching this shape is I need to hold this shape. If my stencil was to disappear or I needed to continue this tattoo on at a later date, I need it to be visible. So rather than stenciling again, which can be hard, what I am doing is I'm dipping in some black and I'm dotting around the shape present. So I'm just evenly spacing dots as I go around. Now you can see that we've got the shape held together by the dots. So if the client taps, or I need the stencil, or I need to continue this piece at a later session, I know that when they come back, those dots are still going to be there holding that shape. But now let's say we want a fade going from dark, medium, light. What I'm going to do is I'm going to separate this rectangle into 3 quadrants: dark, medium, light. Now for the purpose of the demonstration, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tattoo a line going through separating those quadrants. So now we have our 2 markers, these representing the imaginary line in your head. So you know in this quadrant you've got dark, in this one you've got medium, and in this one you've got light. So how do we achieve that? Well, firstly, what we want to be doing is we want to be putting an even amount of dots going throughout the full shape. All right, trying to keep the spaces just nice and even. So we've got an even amount of dots going throughout the entire shape. Now what we want to be doing is working up to this second line. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to turn our machine back on and we are going to work in between the dots that we've already created up to this line. And now we have our base medium created. And finally, we're going to do it one more time for dark. Again, working in between the dots that we've already created. So now split up through these quadrants, you can see that we've got the least amount of dots on this side, a medium amount of dots in the middle, and then the most amount of dots there, creating the darkest part. However, this does not look very blended at the minute. So now what we need to do is we need to start working with the dots and blending those dots out so you have a seamless transition. So now what we need to be doing is we need to be going back into that dark, again, working in between the dots. Only this time what you're going to do is you're going to come over that imaginary line that you have. And you're going to do this until you are happy with the result that you are getting. Now, once we are happy on the blend from the dark into the medium, what we are going to do is we're going to work from medium to light. Again, just working in between those dots. However, you are going to keep them just a little bit more spread than what you have done with the darker dots. But you are working again over that line. And then as you come forward, you are spreading those dots out just a little bit more. Now what you are going for is the smoothest transition possible. So you want to be paying attention between your medium and your dark, especially making sure that they aren't, starting to match. If they start to match, what you need to do is go back into your dark, do more dots, coming over that line once again. Now I'm trying to be really quick just to get this out there. You can take as much care as you want to get it as right as you want, but hopefully this is giving you the right idea of how to do it. Now, as you can see, we are starting to get a blend from dark to light with that medium. However, because you do have these two lines that are there, which won't be there on your pieces, it is harder to see, but trust me, the blend is starting to come together. And like I said, you just keep doing this until you are comfortable with the blend that you have. Now, if you are going really, really dark on this side, then, you need to put more dots in and you need to, get those blends equal to the amount of darkness that you have done. But for the purpose of this video, I'm pretty sure I've got my point across. Again, the needle I was using was this needle by Imola. It is a 3-liner, 8 gauge, extra long taper. The machine, if anyone's interested, I was using a Mast Racer. But guys, that is dot work. I hope you have learned something. A lot of dot work artists like to just, dot around and stuff. Me being me, I like to have a structure, and I wanted to share that structure with you. If you have learned anything from this video, please consider liking it. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to turn on the bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. But guys, I will see you all in the next one. As always, muchest love, and thank you for the continued support. Ta-ta, muchest love again.